Quote from the book on standardization: standardized parts and industrial standards replace custom specifications. Standardization has been around for more or less 200 years, and it has been one of the key pillars of industrialization. And while engineers should be the flag bearers of standardization, they are often driven by wrong incentives and choose to be part of the problem. In this video, we will aim to learn from the humble screw and discuss how procurement can make life easier for suppliers. Let's get started. I'm a mechanical engineer by education, and in college one of the most important books was this one. It contains a beginner's overview on the European engineering norms and standards. And while I have forgotten a lot of my training, I still remember the key message. Stick to standard parts. This will make the products you design cheaper to make and easier to repair. For this video, I also researched when the drive for standardization started, and I was surprised by how young this is. Around the time of the Napoleonic Wars, screws were still made freehand by skilled craftsmen with chisels and files. And since those early metal screws were anything but precise, they were pretty much limited to use in wood. The first industrial machines for making standardized screws were available in the year 1800, and it would take another 4 decades for Britain to develop a widely adopted standard that was quickly copied by other countries. And this book is a direct result of Germany copying the British standard. And of course, we have a generous chapter on screws. So with engineers being trained to use standards, one may assume that they should be natural allies of procurement and suppliers. But in practice, the training clashes with real problems, convenience, and incentives. Let's stick to the screw to illustrate this. In the automotive industry, everything is optimized and space constrained. One standard screw may be a little bit too short, and the next standard size may be a little bit too long. So rather than redesigning the environment of the screw, the engineer may feel that the most convenient way is to design a new intermediate screw. That needs to be judged on a case-by-case basis and might be justified. But this also is where incentives kick in. Since the intermediate screw is new, the engineer owns the concept and may be entitled to royalties from the employer. And this intersection of price, creativity, and greed is where things become messy. Of course, everything I've just explained is not limited to screws, and creativity is a good thing that should be nourished and encouraged. But it should not lead to abandoning standards without really adding value to the product. Procurement has an important role to play in striking a healthy balance here. And you don't need to become a standardization expert to play this role. Just ask the other party for a second opinion. If you're dealing with a product concept developed by your engineering, ask a couple of suppliers to evaluate the standardization potential of the concept. And if it is a concept by a supplier, ask your engineering the same question. They will be able to spot the opportunity in the other party's concept. So there you have it, D4 standardization, a purchasing chessboard method that has been around for nearly 2 centuries and still needs procurement's help to get fully implemented. Okay, now it is your turn. In the comments down below, let us know to what extent the standardization potential in your products has been realized. And should you have a question, I will get back to you within 24 hours. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.